Well, hello everyone. My name is Babak, and I will talk about the role of emotional intelligence in improving work efficiency. Well, what is emotional intelligence? It is identifying emotions, examining the cause of emotions, or exploring it, and either using it or reducing it in order to come up with favorable outcome. Well, usually the positive emotions, we can talk about joy, gratitude, relaxation, hope, and positive stress or eustress. And for negative emotions, we can think about like negative stress or distress. We can think about panicking, fear, jealousy, and so forth. So basically, positive emotions are associated with emotions that are good for the body, and negative emotions are associated with those emotions that are usually not favorable to the health. Now we're going to assume symmetrical relationships between these point emotions and their outcome. So we'll assume that positive emotions will result in favorable outcome, and negative emotions will result in unfavorable outcomes. Well, let's see how we can use emotional intelligence in the workplace. Okay. Well, let's examine the procedure again. Basically, we identify the emotion that we encounter at work. So we have to, if you recall, that was the first part of that emotional intelligence technique, the identification part. So if we encounter negative emotions, it could be ourselves or other people, we can examine the cause of it. So what causes that negative emotion? This is the examination part, the exploring part of emotional intelligence. Then usually we find a positive aspect of the job, and with that thing, when we identify this positive aspect of the job, we can have positive emotion to replace the negative emotion in order to increase the efficiency at the workplace or improve concentration. It is interesting because, again, a lot of energy is being spent, body energy is being spent on the negative emotion. So if you can eliminate that negative emotion, we have all this available energy that we can use to in order to be more productive at work. So let's go through an example. If the negative emotion is, let's say it's fear, then we'll go through all the negative emotions that we encounter. If fear is one of them, then we would say to ourselves, what is the cause of fear? Sometimes you'll notice there is no reason to have the fear. As Franklin Delano Roosevelt, the US president, once mentioned, the only thing you have to fear is fear itself. Maybe there is no reason to be fearful, but maybe we have fear of losing the job, or we have fear that we won't be promoted, or other sorts of fear. Well, for example, if somebody else is being promoted for a job position, and we feel that they may, if that happens, it's not a fear, it's a good thing. So after all, we are here to serve others. So if a co-worker has gotten the promotion, I think we should be thankful, or we could be thankful. So it's a good thing. It's always nice to see other people making improvements at work. Now, sometimes the fear is losing the job. Well, we have to think what may cause us to feel that we might lose the job. Well, first of all, we know that we have procedures, either through emotional intelligence methods or through other means. We have certain procedures to do our work more efficiently. So we have a procedure. So that will make us feel better. So it makes us fear less. Again, if we still fear that we may lose the job, we could say, well, what else can I do? Well, in the free time at home, we could spend some time studying about the topics that are being used in the workplace. Sometimes at home, we think about again losing our job, and we develop that negative stress or distress. Oh, what will happen? Well, what's the best thing that we can do? We have to try whatever we can to reduce this fear. So if we study about the topics from work at home, then we have done something. We have taken a step to reduce the fear. Now, so this will make us more confident, and it will reduce this negative emotion. So we will do whatever it takes in our power. We will do whatever we can to keep the job, but not to allow more negative stress in the workplace and at home. Again, if you still fear that we might lose the job, we could tell ourselves, well, if I lose my job, then I'm able to apply for other job positions, and but I will try my best to perform well at work. But these are the things that we have to give instructions to our subconscious mind. I've taken all the necessary steps, or I'm taking all the necessary steps to retain my work at the workplace, in home, and I even would work on my personality, on my relationship with other employees, with managers. We do whatever we can. I've done whatever I can, so I feel confident that I can continue with the job position. So this way we can pretty much eliminate that fear of losing job. So we are basically going to build as much as safeguard as possible. Now, all these negative emotions, we can replace them with the positive aspects of the job. Well, what are the benefits in the job positions? Well, and again, these things, these benefits that we think about also help us reduce those negative emotions like fear. Well, we can say we're getting paid. We have wages, we have salaries. We are gaining knowledge, we're gaining experience, we're adding value to the company. We are meeting nice people at work, basically all of them. We are resolving problems, and we are using all of our skills, and we are taking care of many issues and complications. All of these are positive aspects of the job that we can think about. And when we think about all of these positive aspects of the job, then we have to think about positive emotions, because every time we reduce negative emotions or eliminate them, we then have to replace them with positive emotions, which like joy, happiness, gratitude, and positive stress like eustress. And it is interesting, this energy, if we have like negative emotions, the body has limited energy. Now, if it has to use, if the body has to use a limited energy to take care of distress or negative stress or distress or negative emotions, then there won't be any energy left for the body to so that we can have efficient use of our skills. There won't be any energy left for the body to help us deal with the work complication or to deal with the work issues. Therefore, and it's interesting, negative emotions like negative stress, they take a lot of energy. So if we eliminate that stress, that energy can be allocated to efficient use of our skills and to have confidence in doing our work. So this energy it can be used for this purpose. Now, with emotional intelligence, we can also make rational decisions. It'll be easier to make rational decisions. Many times when you are faced with work complications, we start to panic. Now, if we can stop panicking and eliminate stressful emotions, just like the procedure that I mentioned before, then the mind would be free to examine different decisions, and you can write down the different decisions that you might have to resolve that work complication, and it will be able to choose the optimum decision. So basically, whenever we face work complication, instead of panicking, and there's no reason to panic because it's not like a fight and flight response that we have to respond to that work complication right away. There is a delay and we can use that delay to eliminate that stressful emotion first so that we can release that energy. We can have more energy available, and so the mind will be free to, instead of dealing with the stress, the mind will be free to deal with different options that we can examine, and we'll have a better time. We will be in a better position to choose the optimum decision. So again, these negative emotions, basically, if we can get rid of them by realizing the cause of those negative emotions and giving special instructions to the subconscious mind that I'm dealing with the cause of these negative emotions. If they're fear, I'm dealing with the fear. I'm doing whatever I can, and it has to be done constantly. And this way, basically, the available energy that we have won't be used to deal with this negative emotion. That energy can be used, it can be channeled to productive work that we could have, and the efficient work that we can perform in the workplace. Well, thank you for listening to my presentation, and I hope that you enjoyed it.